Hi, everyone. Welcome back. All right, it's been a minute. Let's see what's going on. 2026, the number one year, is about us being the one, knowing that we are part of the whole as one in His image. So work on yourselves from the inside out, which means whatever you see in your external world is mirroring your internal world. What we need to perfect within to match without. Does that make sense? All right, Aries. Wow. That literally, are you kidding me? Look at this. So some of you are being blessed with a new relationship, love of a relationship, knowing that a relationship is a blessing. Oh yeah, you want to give. Okay, so these two came out with it. There has to be a reason for it. Some of you have been waiting for the right time. If you're single and you're dating, I feel that you are meeting the one. Wow. It could be friends of a friend or friend of a family member, or, it could be a brother's, your brother's friend has friends. His girlfriend has, there's a group of girls and they've chosen you. So someone is choosing you and you're choosing them. We have Saggy here and or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This could be a new love that some of you are meeting. But I mean, look at this, the rainbow of blessings here. Wow, some of you are seeing rainbows or a double rainbow. Even if you see a rainbow on the internet, I mean, that's your sign, just saying. I feel that this love makes you feel kind of like a fish out of water. It's like a love that you've never experienced before. It could be there's a single mom here that's being blessed with a new relationship. You are being angelically, as we always are, by the way. There's never a time on this earth plane that we are not being guided by a spirit guide, of course, our guardian angels, etc. So you are being guided by spirit to go for what makes you happy and what makes you feel as if this is totally a blessing. This is a blessing. Now, this could be a new group of friends. You could be getting together with a new group of friends and you're like, oh my God, they're like your tribe. You're meeting them. Maybe you're on vacation or you went on vacation and you met some new friends and they're like, they speak your language. Let's get one card here. It could also mean that you're wanting to either, I'm not sure if you escape the cycle, because this is the Three of Cups. As you can see, they're going round and round, right? So this could mean that you are finally, you could have been feeling like a fish out of water, as you already know who the one for you is, and you've been struggling. Maybe you're not together and you've been struggling with this person because you have been going back and forth in a circular pattern of, karmic patterns. I don't know if that's really necessarily a good thing. Let's see here. A thug. Yeah. So you got to be careful, Aries. I'm glad that I pulled this card. You got to be careful about someone who may want to come back into your life, or you going back to someone who's going to play the same old violin. Sorry. Someone's a thug. Sorry. That means they haven't learned. They haven't been working on themselves. They're not on the same page. Someone could be, just gotten out of jail or jail bait, I heard. They could make you, like you did break the chains from this thug and they want to come back for more. I mean, seriously, look at a plea. Someone may be going to court. This could be someone going to court for maybe, oh my Lord. Some of you could be a parent and you may be needing to go to court, or you need help getting your kid out of jail. Like they didn't learn their lesson. They got, I don't know. It could be as simple as my throat got closed. They don't want me to say, they don't want me to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Like, child pornography. My Lord, this took a turn, didn't it? Child pornography or child porn or, MIA, child missing. They could find something could happen in the news. There's a missing person and it's a child that they find who has, maybe someone drowned. Oh, that could be confirmation. Okay. Something could be going on there, or it's, I'm going to say it, someone gets a DUI. And this is a continued pattern. Someone always is drinking, maybe drinking and driving, and someone gets a DUI, or it's your kid that gets a DUI and needs to go to court, or you need to go to court on their behalf to help them get out or pay, penalties, fines, whatever. Okay, wow. Welcome 2026. I don't mean to laugh, but seriously, if there's someone that, like a child that you are absolutely love, or it's a younger person that you are in love with, and they're bad news, you got to be careful. Why are you karmically wanting to go back into that kind of a relationship where you're always trying to help someone who's always playing for your help, and or vice versa? Someone could be overdoing it and drinking, whatever, or driving even, because they're not happy with their lives, So Aries, that's a heads up. If you're with someone that you're always needing to bail out in whatever form it is. I just named a few, things that came up here as ideas that I see, but it could be something else. You may be dealing with someone who's really not good for you, and or vice versa. Sorry. Taurus. The moon. What is it that you don't see? Or you didn't know? Oh, you're battling it out in court. Someone may, you may be dealing with court issues and you're fighting over like property, a house, who did what, when. What I find interesting in this card is it looks like there's a crack in the foundation, which there could be. So someone could be going to court saying, hey, I just bought this house and there's a crack in the foundation. But personally, this is a snake. So this is a personal issue where someone did not, Taurus, see the other person as a snake. Meaning, we've been fighting over the same old stuff. We don't get along. Tit for tat. I stay on my side, you stay on your side. It's like, maybe it's a legal separation. But I just feel like some of you are either going to court and battling out in court. Now, if you're getting divorced or legally separated, you know, you're definitely having issues of who owns what and who's right. Who's right? All right, Taurus, you're having a rough one here. Someone maybe, you know, they came to move in with someone else. Maybe you just moved in with someone. And like at the end of 2025, you moved in together and thought, oh my God, this is going to be the one. And then it ends up, we're fighting and we're not getting along because someone's hiding their true feelings, anxiety, under pressure. Someone's under pressure to be, I'm so sorry to say this. Taurus, I feel that someone really tried hard, or maybe you did, to be the person that someone else wanted. And now you're feeling the anxiety, your heartstrings. I feel you already know it's over and you don't know how to get it back. If you could even get it back, you're not even sure. Someone made a decision to leave a marriage or a live-in situation and or just basically a relationship because what you thought wasn't in that person. What you thought was going to end up maybe to be a marriage and we're going to move in together, we're going to have kids, we're going to live happily ever after. Well, that didn't happen, and now time's running out because maybe someone already has found someone who is right for them. I feel you feel backstabbed. Yeah, absolutely. I felt it. I felt it with this card. Like someone just really just backstabbed you. They led you on. They led you to believe, Taurus, that they were serious about wanting everything that they were saying they would commit to, and they didn't. And I'm sorry. I don't feel it was cheating, but I do feel there were some mind games, like I said, meaning what they said and what they did totally was different. They, you know, and there's a reason for that, right? So look deeper, Taurus, if that has happened to you, you know, and you moved in, let's just say 2025, you were like, oh my God, this is perfect. I'm moving to a new state. We're moving in together, or we're definitely looking, this is the trajectory, the path that we're going on is clearly we're going to get married and have kids and everything's going to be great. And then it suddenly took a turn where you thought you knew this person and they thought they knew you. It's not that they don't love you. It's that you're both on a different level of frequency. It's really they can't match your frequency. That's what it is. That's what chaos and havoc is with that Five of Wands. There's where the change has to happen, is the frequency is, you're at a 5. You know what I mean? Or they are. Okay. I'm sorry, Taurus. I send you many blessings, truly, if you're going through any suffering of a relationship that you really wanted. Gemini. Oh, please. Right? The devil? All right, what are we attached to? What are we worried about? Okay, you're trying to overcome your fears. I like that. There you are. You are. You're trying to overcome your fears. So you are working really hard to overcome that crazy negative talk in your headspace, sabotaging your own, you know, path in life by thinking the worst is going to happen, or the shoe's going to drop, or it's overthinking. It's the way you talk to yourself. It's the way you hear others talk to themselves. It's who you hang with and You know, if you're already evolved and you've been working on your own self spiritually, right? And you still are, because you undoubtedly find certain little things that trigger that little fear within you. I'm not saying that, you know, because it's not that we're never not going to be tested, because we are. We're always being tested. So I really feel that you're working on releasing, right, the temptations, the negativity, the thinking, the speaking, hanging with the wrong people, having others hang on you for the wrong reasons. All of that matters here. To release any smidge of fear that is the illusion, and you're realizing that the illusion of that fear is that you hold the power and no one else does. And that's when you get to a 4D mentality. Consciousness, I should say. I digress. Consciousness. When you're in the 4D, 5D consciousness, 5D is higher self and awareness of the other side in dream state and theta sleep state, you automatically, you know that you have risen up to a higher level of consciousness when you don't allow fear to control any of your, you know, your life. And it is ego, you know, your ego's trying to play games and tricks on you by pulling you back in, saying, oh, that's not going to work. Or, you know, who do you think you are? You know, that kind of stuff. See that? You're wishing on a whole new beginning in life that does not include any fear-based anything. People, places, or things. That's what you wish for. You wish to be seen as yourself in every aspect of yourself and all the other selves that people project upon you. Does that make sense? Secret accounts. Ooh. This goes back to the devil. So you may have been dealing with perhaps maybe a Capricorn or a Leo, right? Who had, or in their chart, who has secretly, right, been watching you. Someone's been secretly watching you. And if you were involved with someone, they had secret accounts and you didn't know. Geez, what's going on here? Karma, loss. Okay, whoever you used to be involved with, your wish was to get out of this relationship because they were toxic. So you might have prayed and wished, not wishing them harm or ill will or anything. You just said, I want to end a relationship that constantly is not showing up and making you feel, which people don't make you feel anything than when you feel what you feel yourself. But I feel that someone really had issues of secrecy that they were not divulging, meaning a secret affair, a secret person in the backdrop that they were interested in and they didn't tell you. So there was a loss of a relationship, and I feel this was definitely codependent. And what I find to be not coincidental, because nothing's coincidence, is that in the way that cards came out, look, you faced your fear, Gemini. You faced your fear and you turned your back to all the people, places, and things that were trying to bring you down. Absolutely. And you wished, maybe they wished ill will on you, but that didn't happen because you took your power back and you have overcome the people, places, and things that were doing shady stuff behind your back. Truly. And that's why you have your back. Your back is, you're like, you know, it really is. Look, that's what they were wanting to say, right? It's like Gemini is saying, come at me, bro. Yeah, just try. Just try. Not in an evil, malicious way. In the way that the Geminis are known best for, and that is, you know, don't try me. Because you know that Gemini only comes with the raw truth and nothing but the truth. Because of her past pain, she does not put up with shit. And that took a long time to get to where you're at, Gemini. That has taken a long time. But good for you and good for us, because we don't put up with anything. Nor should we. We know we have the power. Okay. Cancers. Cancers. What is this fighting going on? Something needs to change. Someone's making a decision. Cancers, I have felt this since last year. Someone's making a decision. It's like this. You've been in this long-term marriage or relationship, and it has been just fighting and struggling, and we're not getting along, and the house is a mess, and no one gives a shit. And time's running out. Someone needs to make a decision. Do I stay or do I go? Because we can't remain like this any longer. Now, if this is you as a single mom or a single dad, baby daddy, mom or dad, whatever side this is, I feel like this is a long-term relationship where maybe you have kids that are fighting and they're making a mess and they don't have a job, or their time has come to go get a job. So some of you, if you are a single parent, I felt it as a single parent that it's time for you to tell your kids, maybe a kid or your kids, to get a job. But I do feel that the majority of this is, I've been in this marriage really way too long and I want out because nothing's changing. No one's changing. It's like, it's like the boy that cried wolf. It's like, I come home every day to a messy house. That's messy. It's like that song. So something has to happen. The time is now. Look it's a love-hate relationship. And that's why no one's walked away yet. That's why the decision is still like up in the air. It's like, I love him, I don't love him. I love her, I don't love her. Yeah. It's the boy that cried wolf. Yeah, I promise I will. I promise I will do my best to find time to clean the house. And then nothing happens. But I'm really sorry, right? Secrets. So here's the thing. Who's got the secrets about where they go and what they do that they can't seem to get their life in order? This is messy. It's also messy because there could be an extra person involved. There's two here and there's one here. Someone could be entertaining a third party and the other person doesn't know it, or there's a third party here that if they don't know it, it's a secret that there's someone, like your ex is dating someone and you don't know, right? And you're hoping that maybe, you could find time to have for you, or you find time you have for them. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel that there's two people in a relationship where they really love one another, but they're not made for each other. And that's really a hard relationship to end. And someone is already dating. So you split up with someone, or there's a third party. And it's a hush. It's like it's on the DL. You're not supposed to know, or they're not supposed to know, that there's someone else in the backdrop. And oh my God, we talked about, right? Cancers. We talked about having this relationship forever, and now someone's gone and, effed it up. And someone loves you and hates you all at the same time because they don't really want to leave, and it is messy, but I feel that Cancer, some of you feel like you can have your cake and eat it too. And I felt, even as I'm feeling the energy of these cards, I feel, as you can see, I felt like there's hesitancy, there's disarray, I felt like a very uneasy feeling. And that's how you're feeling. In whatever form of relationship, or whatever side of the love-hate that you feel for that person. And I felt Taurus big time in your read, as well as Aries, Leo, Sag, in that order. Okay. Leo. Magician, Queen of Swords, and the Lovers. Wow. All right, Leo. You could be dealing with a Gemini first, Libra, Aquarius. You could be actually encountering a new relationship, or you're in a love relationship with someone who is, I'm going to say it, Leo, they're highly intellectual. You have a Gemini here first, as the Lover's card is Gemini. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or whatever, all air signs are intellectual. Also, Mercury rules their planet. So someone has, I don't feel you're with this person, Leos. I feel that you're seeing someone level up that you were once with them. I don't necessarily feel that you really saw them for who they truly represent. And you're no longer in this relationship. And if you are, you are, right? But I felt strongly that a relationship that you once had, you're like, oh my God, I never knew they were that intelligent. I didn't see that in them. I didn't see them personally. I feel, Leos, maybe you didn't see this person as highly intellectual. And once being together, I think you kind of just didn't see it. You didn't see it. I don't know if you're with someone, and maybe Spirit's saying, if you are with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I feel Spirit saying, open your eyes and see this person. Wow, look. This could be a new romance also. If there's a new romance coming in, this could be the one that you've been hoping and dreaming for. Because for me, the Lovers is, wow, we're just having fun together, doing simple things like, let's go for the bike ride, right? Maybe this relationship, if it is a relationship that you're in now, it's like you're really feeling this person's a lot more than you ever have. I don't know if you're with them. Let me just see if you are. Oh, it's your wish. It was your wish. Okay, I wish you well. I feel that maybe there's someone in your heart that you'll always have a special place for. If it is a new romance, this is your dream wish come true. And if you've been with this person before, you're thinking, wow, I need to pay more attention and see this person for really who they are. Maybe you don't know, Leos, about, air signs. I highly doubt that, but I don't know why I feel that way for some of you. Yeah. I think you're secretly still in love with your ex. Just saying. Or someone's secretly still in love with you. That's what I think. I do. I felt this in 2025 a few times in your read, Leos, that you were like, man, this was the person and I let them go. Or they let me go for whatever reason. I'm going to get one more card, Leos. Let's talk about the secrets real quick. What's the secret? Wanting to see them. They've moved on. Okay, got it. Sorry. Wanting to see them, but they moved on. Wishing they hadn't moved on. Yep. That's the confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. So, Spirit's saying you do still hold a very special place in your heart for this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And they do too. I feel it's reciprocated with this. I do. It's kind of like, you're in a relationship for a long time and you really don't see that person because you're so maybe involved with getting ahead in life. You know what I mean? Your work, the kids, the this and that takes you out of what really matters in a relationship or a marriage. And I feel that it's kind of like sad because it came out, it's going to always be in your heart, but it came out after. Meaning someone didn't realize the others was so important in their life until they were gone. Right? You don't know what you got till it's gone. And no fault of yours, Leo, or the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is one of those loves where it's like, we came together to do this, to have this certain type of relationship and or marriage, but someone graduated and had to go. And there's no rhyme or reason, but it just happened the way it did. Right? What's that song? I Will Always Love You. That kind of thing. And I just heard You're Still the One. Right? So it's kind of like that. And that's bittersweet, honestly. It is. It's a bittersweet feeling to still have romantic, true romantic feelings for someone. It's difficult because then you compare them to everyone else, which sucks in itself. All right. Sorry, Leos, but not sorry, because you know what? A love like that, even if however long someone stays or someone, however long love stays in our life to that degree, or any degree for that matter, is something to be grateful for. It's that saying, better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That's your read. And I love you guys. All right, Virgos. All right, we're on point because I thought I got a little carried away with Leos. All right, Virgos. The upset of the love relationship that has left you sad. So there's a relationship, obviously, with, I'm going to say obviously because 2025, this Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces was really, the thorn on your side, if I should, let's be honest, right? You're still upset, and or I feel they are. Actually, I'm sorry. Virgo, I think you're kind of okay. I mean, you are okay. You know what I mean? Virgo, I think you're sitting pretty. And this person is like, this sucks. So I do feel that your leaving a relationship because your consciousness, your higher self said, I have to leave this relationship because it's not good for me. And when a relationship isn't good for you, Virgo, it may take a long time, but you do figure it out. And I think that's kind of put you back in your power. This person isn't happy that you didn't take their offer of love. And I'm going to tell you right now, this Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces in that order tried really hard to sway you. And what they don't know is you can't be swayed. You won't be swayed. If you're in a relationship with a water sign right now, you're not happy. Okay, hold on. That like literally flew. All right, hold on, Virgos. You're telling me something. Oh my gosh. Seriously? Oh my God, that's hilarious. The card doesn't want to come up. All right, I'm like so curious right now, I can't even. Oh my God. Virgos. Okay, here's the deal. This is the card. Oh my God. Someone wanted you to pop the question, and hold on, they were praying. But, all right, hey, I don't pick these cards. Spirit is working through me. This person's married. You're married. And this Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces was praying and is healing. That's what that means. And you could be too, of course. It works both ways. So, that's exactly what it was. This card didn't want to come up. I couldn't grab it. So, I feel for you. I do feel for you. Because maybe you did fall in love with a third party. Right? It's that Scorpio. Virgo, Taurus on the back, or I'm sorry, Cancer, Pisces on the back end. And you didn't know what to do. You haven't been yourself. You probably have felt like you really wish you weren't already in a marriage. And you wish maybe you're not happy in your marriage or your long-term relationship, whatever. You have a long-term relationship here. And on the other hand, when you look at this, you're already in a relationship, right? And the one that you wanted, you wanted to give them forever, but you couldn't. So this card didn't want to come up for that reason, because it's not what we know as a win-win situation, actually. Because you could have you fooled around and fell in love. That's that song. You fooled around and fell in love, but what you felt was, you felt like it was really love. Virgos, I've been dealing with this for years with you. Love yourself. That's what this is about. Thank you, Spirit. If you loved yourself, you would not have been on the prowl, perhaps, to be enticed or temptation to fall for maybe a third party. I'm just saying, Spirit's saying it to you. And now you're both trying to heal and pray and keep the faith. Maybe this helped you to keep the faith in a marriage and not to go looking outside of your marriage for that feeling. What's that? That love, lost that loving feeling. So it happens. You're in a marriage long term, you lost that loving feeling, but that's not the reason to. Another heart has, what's that song? You played me like a violin, or how many hearts you've taken, or whatever, you've hurt. I'm sorry, Virgo. Whomever that's for, and I am sorry. But I've been in this, I've been on YouTube for, I don't know, way long. And for a good majority of the time that I've been on, like, you Virgos have been dealing with this person. And I can't help but want to help you. I want to help you. So love yourself, and maybe then, like all of us, loving ourselves allows us to not feel that we need to search for something else outside of what we already have. It's been rough. I'm sorry. Maybe that's why you guys don't want to watch my reads, but some of you do. All right. And it's not going to apply. Even if, okay, here's the thing. Even if this isn't applying to the same Virgo that I've been dealing with for years, who has had a third party or in a third party while being married, it's still, what it means is the lesson that is telling you that even if you're not in a third party, the lesson is love the one you're with, but more importantly, love yourself, so that you're not unhappy in the relationships that you go after or what you search for, and ends up maybe being the same pattern forming, is always searching for the next big thing or the next best thing. And that wouldn't happen because you wouldn't be filling a void if you loved yourself. We know that. That's what we're learning here on the earth plane, is self-love, so that you don't have to fill a void. Okay, I went off on a tangent, but I had to rant because I really need to specify that, not just for Virgos, but anyone else who's, cross-watching this read. Okay, we're here to guide, All right, Libra, let's actually, like I have to, clean and cleanse for Libras, please. Libra, okay. Libra, the Wheel of Fortune. Now I feel like, Wheel of Fortune, 7 of Wands, and Knight of Cups. So, it's time for a new beginning, right? The wheel, it's a new karmic cycle for you, right? So don't be worried about what's coming or what's not coming. I feel that, Libra, just allowing whatever to come without any defense mechanisms or instilling anything, don't add anything, just let it come to you. Don't try to control your luck, your future. Let the future come to you. Let whatever come to you, but don't bring any past baggage with you. And I know that you're defending yourself, especially with the stuff, the people, places, and things that you love in your life. But, there's a time and place for everything. So if someone's, I don't know if someone's coming back and you feel like you need, or they're defending their turf. Someone could be defending their right to want you back, wanting to come see you. Let's see who this is. Because you're like, I'm like, a new chapter of my life has started. This is 2026. I am the one. I mean, seriously, right? And you have this masculine who is coming back wanting to defend their turf. Kind of like, police station. All right, I'm going to say it. I don't know if it's going to apply to maybe even 1%, but someone could be driving too fast and get a ticket, so be mindful of that. Drinking and driving because they're upset and they get a DUI. Someone maybe gets a DUI. Memories, yep. I was just going to say, they have been thinking about you. Someone's been thinking about you and really focusing in on the relationship that you once had. Yep. Wow. Oh my God. Someone either wanted a future with you and or you them. Maybe coming back and really excited. Kind of excitable and gets a ticket and doing it. Like someone's like on their way back to you or wanting to, you know how you, okay, you don't know. I don't know, but I've heard. I've heard that right before someone wants to propose, what happens is they get like antsy. There's two ways that they react. The person who's doing the proposing gets either really anxious and crazy, or they hibernate, or they could do both. So you could have had someone who you haven't heard from or seen for a minute, and now they're coming back. But as they do, and as they're wanting to come back, right, they may get a ticket because they're so excited. Someone wants to come back and defend their turf. And after you have it out, that's when they're going to pop the question. Now, this could mean a proposition of some other kind. Popping the question doesn't always, I know there's putting a ring on it, got it. But for others, it could be something different. Someone else, because this character here is someone's defending their right. Oh, look at that, forever. Oh, someone wants to be with you in a big way. Like, if it's not, let's get married, and they're pissed that they feel this way. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, I got it. They're pissed that they feel this way. It could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Someone's pissed that they're in love with you, and they're like, and they could get a ticket, or they're watching, they know that they're anxious coming back to you. They could have had a couple drinks too. They have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in their chart, as well as Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And I feel that is what's the deal. They're angry because they can't let you go. They can't forget you. They don't want to. 6 of Wands. Look at that. And that's another thing. Oh, okay, I got it. All right, now I got it. They were listening to their friends and family members I feel that some Libra, someone that you were with, others didn't like on your person's side. They either didn't like that you took all of this person's time away from them being together. It could be a sister or a brother or someone, or a BFF, someone didn't like that you had absorbed the time with this person. So hence, the person that you were with, right, and really cared and loved, the attention was drawn to you and not them. So they were jealous. It could be a child, an older child, or a sister. I feel a sister had a big influence on this person. Hence, the relationship ended, and now this person can only think about you. And now it's like, okay. And they may come back. and say, listen, I fucked up because I listened to my sister or I listened to my best friend, and actually I think they were just jealous, and now I realize that you're the one for me, and what do you think? Hopefully that's not how they do it, but I do feel that someone now doesn't care what others say and or think. Now, for those of you that doesn't apply, I feel that some of you have been hoping and wishing for money to come in, and or become more stable in your job, or maybe get a new job and or opportunities. You may get an offer, an opportunity, Libra, from a feminine Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and you are going to love it. And that came in like just in the like in the nick of time. Something comes in the nick of time, because I waited until the end. Spirit waited until the end to tell me that through me. Tell you that through me. Got it? That was a good read. It didn't look so hot in the beginning. All right, Scorpios. The Fool. The blessings of a new life, a new beginning, right? Don't come at me. I'm not even, right? It's like I'm done. Like you're done. You're starting a whole new, brand new spanking life. I love it. And many blessings that you've learned after the Ten of Swords, you know? Look at, there you are. You're telling me. Yep, I've learned a whole lot this last year. And I'm not taking it anymore. Seriously, you're not. And or someone else may feel that way too. Right? You have a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here who says, right, you say and they say no more. You could also be a single parent where you had issue after issue about someone not being fully authentic in what they wanted and like what they wanted. Someone wasn't telling the truth about what they wanted, or they couldn't produce. This Ten of Swords is how many, like the writing's on the wall, right? But someone didn't want to, like someone didn't get it. Could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Like how many times can you let someone back in that doesn't want you back, right? I mean, I feel that someone really, look at this. Wow. All right, so if you were with a masculine, for sure, this is a masculine. Look at, this is a masculine who is, maybe you were with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius masculine, and you thought you were pregnant. So you're a younger Scorpio, feminine. You could be, obviously, you're in your, whatever, 20s, 30s. I feel 20s, 30s here. Or you have a child that might have thought they were pregnant. And you finally get news that they're not pregnant. And or you are the one that is not pregnant, and you tell the masculine Gemini, Libra, Aquarius man that it's a false, it's not true. I'm not pregnant. So it's either your child or you were in a relationship with someone who you thought was pregnant and they're not. Or they told you they were pregnant just to keep you around. Look at that. Massive regret. Holy cow. Someone really regrets. Someone has some major regrets about a relationship that they lost. Whether or not it was because they didn't want someone to get pregnant or they did. And it didn't work. Something about the pregnancy. Now, this doesn't, obviously not all Scorpios have a relationship with a masculine who got them pregnant. Maybe you did get pregnant, or you didn't get pregnant and you always wanted to with this person. Or maybe it was aborted, or it was a miscarriage. There's regret here. Look at you have the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. You could have gotten pregnant, and yeah, look at this. All right, I feel you're having regrets over not keeping a child. Sorry. I do feel you're regretful, or the masculine is. There's a masculine that regrets not getting their person pregnant, or they do regret getting their person pregnant. No, it's a false pregnancy. Someone regrets screwing around. That's what I just heard. I'm sorry. I feel that someone did get a pregnancy test and it came back negative, and they wish it wouldn't. What's the regret? This is deep. This is deep. All right, Scorpio. Who's the regretful? This is someone you were with. Oh, yeah. You're happily single. So you regret, maybe you regret at one point, Scorpio, being with a masculine Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or maybe it's not even, or a Leo, Aries, Sag. You have any sign here. Let's not go with the signs, because you know what, Scorpio? If you're a single mom, or maybe you were with a single mom, and this masculine, you really tried hard to get pregnant. You really tried hard to get someone pregnant, and it didn't happen. It was like failed attempts at someone trying to get pregnant. Look, it could have been like IVF. You know what I mean? And now someone's stress-free and really focusing on their career. Let's look at the pregnancy again. This was, wow, a spiritual awakening and chaos, an ego death. So the pregnancy could have been an ego death. Does that make sense? Okay, this is going to be a hard one to explain. Or not to explain, but to, okay. Scorpio, you were in a relationship at one point with someone who wanted more than you could deliver, more than you could give. The pregnancy could have been either a true pregnancy, right? You wish that you would have had maybe really gotten someone pregnant and it didn't work, right? You could be thinking of, you know, your past regrets, right? But the pregnancy could also mean that a relationship couldn't go on because someone's ego was got in the way. There was too much chaos, as you could see, too much chaos and not enough love to sustain this relationship. Hence, someone or you feels this was a spiritual lesson, and being single and working on yourself and working in general, your career is really more important than, you know, feeling that someone's ego got in the way of a relationship. Does that make sense? All right, give me one card as a final confirmation to this read for Scorpio. Separation, reflecting, soul searching. That's exactly what you're doing. You're really doing what I call with my clients a, like a mini life review, if you will. And maybe you did this because it was the end of the year and now it's a new year and you do want to start over. You're happily single, perhaps most of you are. You're spiritually now reflecting over the losses, whether it was a child or whether it was a miscarriage or an abortion or something of that nature, or even being a single parent. No one regrets being a single parent. It was a blessing in disguise having a child, however way we want to have that child. However, now it seems as you reflect upon that and you take yourself out of the equation egoically, now spiritually you can see how it all kind of was more for you to awaken to being grateful for all the things that didn't work out and all the things that have. And yeah, we needed all these cards to tell the story. And that's why I pulled all those cards, because as we got all the cards out, it makes all the sense. It makes complete sense that you are on a spiritual trajectory, as we all are, right? And just being grateful, honestly, for the fact that you've even become aware of it, Scorpio, is a blessing. Not that you weren't before, but now even more so. Okay. That's really beautiful. All right, let's go to Saggies. Sag. The Moon and the Four of Wands. So a little confusion as to, and a little chaos, like kind of people that have walked out of your life. Here, I think you're a little confused, or they are, right? Saggies, you could have someone who you were dealing with, right? An ex that you were living with, or a wife, husband, whatever, that you just feel like, look, as in hindsight, this is in hindsight. As you look back, Saggy, you've got to look at what separated you with the other person. You know what I mean? When we really take a good look, which the moon, thank God, allows us to reflect upon the things that left our life, the full moon closing up the ending of a marriage or a relationship, a live-in, whatever. In hindsight, as we reflect upon it, we end up needing to see all sides of the situation, right? It's not only what she said, what he said, but it's also taking full responsibility for the things that we had fights over, why we disagreed all the time, and who walked away. Did someone walk away thinking there was something better on the horizon, right? And of course, that doesn't make us feel good, but what had to change was two people that got together. I feel one person was more interested and had more love for the other. And that's really a harsh reality. It is. Because, we always hope and pray to fall in love, right? Equally. Or when we do fall in love and we move in together, we think, yeah, we're on equal footing, equal turf. What is mine is yours. What is yours is mine. And then comes the division of holy shit. Meaning we're fighting over whose is mine and mine is mine. You know what I mean? It's like over time, that's what makes a relationship either you make it or break it. That's what happens. It's the honeymoon stage is over, and now the real hard work comes in. And after the honeymoon's over, what happened? And that's what you're looking at. In hindsight, what happened? Did I not have deep feelings for someone, or did I think that I had deep feelings for someone? Was I overcompensating? Were you a people pleaser? And now it's like, oh gosh, something's got to change because I'm not happy. Someone walked away because they weren't on the same level anymore in terms of their feelings. Someone's feeling like shit. I feel some of you honestly made some decisions that you may be regretting, or you're just feeling shitty because you were hoping this was going to really be the one, and it ended up not the one because someone's feelings changed. These feelings changed. And you can't help but say, wow, I really still care and love that. I have love for this person. It's just I'm not on the same page anymore with this person. I don't feel the same. So that's how it changed. And you can't help that someone is walking away and secretly wanting someone else. It could have been a third party. I'm just saying, because there's 3 people here. But it wasn't obvious. Okay, Spirit's saying it wasn't obvious to the eye. And there's many reasons why relationships change. You know, it's like after the honeymoon stage, that's why it's so imperative. Listen, I am totally not against having sex and making love or whatever you want to say, you know, whatever. But first, you have to have that friendship. You have to have similar goals, similar likes. Even when you have kids, and even more so after you have kids and those kids go away, we know, empty nesters as we are, I am, that what do you have, what remains after the kids leave? You only have each other to look at after that. So you have to build a foundation, the basic and truly base of, right, where we build our foundation in a relationship has to be stable. Meaning when we get together, it can't just be, oh my God, I fooled around and screwed around and we're still on honeymoon and we're in love and we're moving in together and oh my God, and now we got married and now it's like, you know, however many years later, we're looking at the situation and feeling like shit because we don't love the same anymore. Someone may have changed, their heart changed, their mind changed. They don't feel the same way. And it's not for any reason that they're a bad person. It's just, I don't love you like that anymore. And now I'm maybe secretly, or they were secretly, and that's how the marriage or relationship ended. I secretly wanted to find someone who was more conducive to a relationship, that we have something in common after all the heat of passion wears off. I need someone maybe more mature. I need someone who's going to, you know, love me for all of my faults, for every idiosyncrasy. So I do feel that there's still love here, but I honestly, if it's you or the other person or both, don't beat yourselves up about this, because why would you want to be with someone who lost that loving feeling? Really? Why would you want to pretend any longer? And I feel that you're no longer pretending. Someone may have secret feelings for someone else and you didn't know it, or vice versa. And you find you just got to roll with it. And it's really hard it's easy to say, but it's really hard to do. It's really hard to accept the fact that you've put in all this time and effort, and everyone's so frappin' obsessed about, oh my God, I've been married 35 years. But guess what? Out of those 35 years, how many years were you faithful, or they faithful? Or how many years were you really happy or not happy? Do you know how many marriages are just, they're married for the convenience, for the companionship, for the money? So that's the hardest thing, is to really love yourself to the point where you're not going to take it to heart that someone doesn't love you, or you don't love them anymore the same way that you did. It's part of life. It's growth. You grow, and sometimes you grow apart and sometimes you don't. But, there's so much stigma and conditioning about people getting married, and it's all bullshit. All these people saying, oh, we've been married 50 years, and we've been married how many years, and we made it through, and oh my God, what's the secret? There is no secret. You either had this person, it's all about spending this time with someone and then either releasing them or staying together. It's really that way with love. Love is the ebb and flow of life. Life is the love of the ebbs and flows. So honestly, I know it's hard to let go of people that we've loved and maybe spent a lot of years with, maybe some too many years with. There's a reason why there's expiration dates on food. There should be expiration dates, and there are. There is an invisible expiration date of love in a relationship to what we are karmically drawn to for the time that we need to be, drawn to it, and for the time that we need to release it. And it has given us the growth and the learning that we needed to move on. Saggies, I love you guys, but don't beat yourself up about it. Move on. Hopefully with no hard feelings. And no, it's not easy being single. But that's the thing. People are so fearful of leaving a relationship they're miserable in just to say they're together for X amount of years, or to say, oh my God, something was wrong with me and everyone will find out, or them, or, all that. That's why I'm saying, and I said it in the intro, if you didn't hear the intro, please rewind, because this is the year of loving yourself and working on yourself, all of us, working on loving ourselves and having the external reflect the internal of spiritually the path that we're on, not the trajectory of what is out there in the matrix any longer. You're watching my channel, you're on a different path than most readers that are just reading, for fun. I mean, we're all reading, it's not for fun, but it's just a business. And I think it's great that someone looks at this as a business, but honestly, this is life. This is pulling your cards, guiding you is not, for me, is not, I don't look at this as a business. I look at it as, let me help you, and how can I help you? And I hope and pray that I can help you. We're on a spiritual journey here, raising consciousness. This is just as important as being a parent. Even more so, because when we cross over, it's not going to be the big cars, the big fancy house, the this, the that, the jewelry, the Gucci, the Louis, the who's, and the where's and the what's. It's not going to be about Brad Pitt or Bradley Cooper and who did what to their face and Jenners and Kardashians. It's not going to be that. It's going to be about how you treated other people. How did you serve to help others? That's what I'm here to do for you. And I'm not saying other readers are not. But seriously, we may not have tomorrow. So let's really make the best of what we're learning and how we're growing today. All right, I ranted again. All right, Capricorn. Seriously. Capricorn, oh, the sun. Yes, I love it. The sun, it's a good day. Having a son, being happy. All right, so some of you are really happy about... All right, I feel some of you are trying again with someone. I do. It's Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, maybe. I feel like you're trying to get together with someone as a family, maybe going on vacation. This is like, okay, Spirit's saying like, oh my God, one last chance. Let's try one more time. See this? We have a child together. And I feel that the masculine is asking for one more chance. Yep. I feel that the masculine, Capricorn, it could be you, asking for one more chance. And sometimes getting together as a family, whether it's packing your bags and going on vacation, even moving. I mean, someone could be literally moving on and moving out of the house, yes. But I do feel someone may be hoping that someone will change their mind, and a child could be very significant, or a grandchild could be really significant in trying to keep these two together. Or keep you two together. I don't know. You could be the child. Oh, a workplace affair. Okay, so that's why she's pissed. Look, this is why she's pissed. It's a feminine. So the Capricorn woman, or you're with someone who's a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio woman, you had maybe secretly went out for drinks or dinner or whatever with. Or this is your person who's pissed off that you had a workplace affair. Now, if it's not a full-blown affair, it could be, all right, okay, they're telling me that you were spotted with this person coming out of a hotel room. Or whatever. Maybe you were at dinner at the Hyatt or wherever, and maybe someone spotted you there and told your person, your spouse or whatever, oh yeah, someone got a text message, I saw your husband with someone. Yep, someone just got called out. And if it's that you have a son or a daughter, yeah. endings. So an ending has happened, Capricorn, with your person because of a workplace affair, and someone finds out, text message, or they see it. They saw you and they texted her or him or whatever. A feminine texted you as the feminine or masculine, I don't know which. And you have this son. It could be either a son or a daughter, or if it's a daughter, it could be, you know, she's like, you know, she's more of a tomboy. Her name could be Tom, or his name could be Tom, whatever, who cares? Yeah, there's a child here. So the baby daddy might have gotten himself in some trouble, meaning he got caught. And I'm telling you, he did. Oh God, that's probably why they did. Maybe it's not, but news is in red, and this is the red, the firestorm. Someone got caught red-handed. And if it's someone that's already has a child, that could be. But I feel like Capricorn, whoever you're with, or it's you, someone got caught red-handed. I know I almost said empty-handed, but it's red-handed. At the workplace, they may have said they were going on a business trip, and this is how it started. Capricorn, I am so sorry. I am. I'm so sorry, but you may be happy about it. I don't know. Yeah, see, I think you're happy about it. Did you try to get caught, or did someone try to get caught? Because they wanted a new beginning. Maybe you didn't know how to get out of how to get out of a marriage or a relationship, and this was your way out. I'm sorry, but it could happen. It has happened. I kind of feel like you're exhausted being in this fake relationship. You know, like it looks, see, you're not talking to this person. It looks on the outside, it looks, oh my God. It's like everyone thinks this is the perfect marriage, the perfect wife, the perfect husband, the perfect family. That's on the outside. But that's not true. It's not going to apply to all you Cappies, but sorry, look at your moon or rising or whatever placements you have Capricorn in, but or another. You could be dealing with a Leo, Sag, Aries on the back end, or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This could be not affecting you. It could be affecting in the family. It could be affecting a sister or a brother. I just heard that. This could be affecting the sister and or the brother, and it's not directed at you. But for some of you, it's definitely you in this situation. Either being on the receiving end, or you are not happy and you want it out. I don't know, Cappies. You let me know. But with the Sun card there, what really matters, no matter what really matters, no matter what, is the children, right? So make sure that if that is the case and you have kids, that the transition and what the child hears and already probably knows is important, how to iron out the wrinkles of that. There's something about the wrinkles. Sorry. Someone went for a younger. I'm sorry, but I had to say it. Maybe a younger version. Right? Someone could be a cougar, or someone just likes the younger ones. That's egoic, by the way. if that's the case. All right. Lordy Lord. Aquarius. Page of Swords. This Page of Swords came out a lot. All right, Page of Swords. You're going for it one more time here with a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn that you have great chemistry with, meaning someone's shooting their shot. Like, okay, someone's trying to get pregnant as well. It could be someone is going back because they really feel that there's stability and hope for the future of this relationship with this person. And they also really want, there's sexual chemistry, and they also might want to get pregnant. Or we're hoping that this relationship, Aquarius, really was special to you. It's like they really checked off out of the 10 boxes, 7 of those 10. And that's not easy, truly. I feel that someone feels very connected to this Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and wants another chance at being together, getting back together. Maybe you were with someone for 7 months or up to 7 years. If there was some kind of a separation or a cutting off of ties, there's a convo coming in. You may be making the attempt to talk with someone, or you've been talking with someone maybe. Kind of on the DL, texting, or still following this person on showing that you're happily single, or they are. So here you are, stress-free and dating. But who you really want is this Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So I think that someone at your work you have a little thing for, or someone has a thing for someone at work. This could be a new relationship. I now feel it's new. I don't feel it's someone. It could, okay, for a smidge, it could be someone that you used to work with, or an ex. And you met that person at work or through someone from work. Someone maybe at your workplace may introduce you to someone, or that's how it happened, if it was already. It's a work issue. They could have worked for you, or you work for them. It could be a boss. It could be, an accountant, a financial advisor, that kind of vibe. And you want another shot at the relationship because you felt really strongly about this person, and yeah, your separation, you've both had a chance to soul search, meaning I really want this person back. Look at how the hands are. One person is grasping for the other, like, I really want you back. Yeah, this is, let's get back together. So Aquarius, you may have had some kind of a separation with someone. You both are single, dating, nothing's coming out of it. And after this separation, it's been a minute, you're like, oh man, I really want you back. I've realized, what I really want now after time has passed, which is in hindsight. Yeah, look at 7. You have 2 7s. So you're worried. Someone's worried that someone won't maybe take them back. There's 2 7s. That's worry. Someone's worried that you have to ask yourself, first of all, why you would want someone back. Are they really, I know they're trustworthy and reliable, absolutely. They could definitely build a nice future home with you, but what's the worry about here? What is it? It's about, if we moved back in together, or if we got married, maybe you, okay, some of you Aquarians are worried that, first of all, you're worried about maybe if this is a new relationship, you're like, oh shit, I've already been divorced, been there, done that, but this person wants marriage, a future together with me, and or an ex is coming back and they now want to be married and move in together and really make it work. Someone wants to really put in the effort, and it could be there's a smidge of hesitancy and worry that it'll like end up like it was before. And the only way that it'll end up like it was before is if you, Aquarius, change the dynamic of what you expect and or what you hope to achieve with the same person once again. Because it's not on them. I'm not saying it's not on them, but only you can change you. And if that's changing your perspective, changing how you react, changing how you think, changing what you say and how you say it. There's so many things that changing up a relationship that comes back, the change has to come from you first. And then allowing this person to come back into your life, or them, you, whatever, is, you know, the two-way street. It is a two-way street, but it also takes work. It's not just, we're not going to go, and that's the biggest, like, illusion. That's the biggest illusion. People get back together and they think that, oh my God, we've had this time apart and I've missed you so much, and then we get all sexed up and everything's great and we're in love again and we're back on track, only to find out, you know, a few months go by and we're now fighting over the same old ground. Why? Because when you got back together, you didn't change how you were going to perceive this relationship based upon the fact that you can't expect someone else to change. You have to be the one to change for the relationship to change. Meaning, like I said, meaning changing your perspective, changing the way that you react or not react, changing what you expect, etc. There's a whole plethora of what needs to change before you return back to someone whom you're going to have the same issues with. So either you change the way you see and feel and act toward this relationship, or you're going to get the same old fights and issues coming right back up. And then you're going to be in the same, that's where the patterns come from. Well, that really pissed me off. They didn't put in the work. Well, are they ready to put in the work? But are you ready to put in the work? And or are you going to set boundaries that will place you in that, listen, before we get back together, here are the issues we need to either talk about or try to resolve and be on the same page with. Pisces. Pisces, Two of Swords, the Hermit, and Seven of Pentacles. Pisces, for you, it's about, okay, what's next? I don't know what's next. I'm not sure. I need to kind of hermit myself for a minute and really dig deep into what I really want to do for the rest of my life. Do I want a new job? How do I want, what do I want to do? How do I see myself in this year? How do I see what changes need to be made? How do I see my situation financially? Am I trying not to look at the reality of certain things that have ended up, being on my plate. Like there's certain things on my plate, you know, how do I want to spend my time? How do I want to do this? There's certain like juggling of plates, if you will, of what it is that you want to do with your time, maybe with your money. How do I want to invest my money? How do I see where my investments are growing, or are they growing, or are they stagnant? So I have to look this is, what's that? Take a real good look at yourself, which is great because that's what we're doing. That's what this year is all about. Going deep and take a really good look at yourself. And sometimes this not making a decision is the best decision, but do you do that often? Do you find yourself not wanting to make a decision, which is a controlling of some sort? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't really want to make a decision, but in the same breath, you try to control the terrain. That's a decision being made. Not making a decision is a decision, and that is of control. I hope that makes sense. Bad news. So this could be a financial issue. It could be, you know, taxes. You know, maybe you're filing early taxes. You're looking at maybe some bills come in that you weren't expecting. And now you're like, shit, where am I going to get this money? Maybe you looked and, oh my God, now I have, which I think, honestly, I hope to God everyone's watching because every sign, because literally this could be, it's time to really let's clean up, not just the one being ourselves in our lives, but part of cleaning up and starting over as the 1 year, we need to really assess what money goes to where. Like how many, I had a client and who has no idea, and as, I don't know, maybe now does, because we had a read, and it was like, oh my God, she's paying for Hulu, for Prime Video, for Apple, for this, for that, and it didn't equate that you could be, you know, there's ways to streamline, and how much of what is being illuminated. Yeah, that's what's happening. The truth is being illuminated about where you're spending your time and your money. And who do I want to spend my time and my money on? Like, more importantly, I need to do a deep dive into how I really feel about who stays and who goes in my life, and who's giving me a bunch of shit, and who's who's giving me a song and a dance, and I already know. I'm getting mad. You're going to be mad, or it's going to trigger you. If you do have kids, older kids, you're going to find out that someone's going to come to you with some bad news about their financial issue or their marriage. And you're going to be like, well, how am I going to help you? How can I help you? Yep. Someone fucked up. Absolutely. Someone is ashamed, and you're going to find out about it. This could be a family member is ashamed that they either spent their money foolishly, they didn't invest wisely, where their time and their money is going, they bullshitted you, or you find out they bullshitted someone else. Maybe your son and or daughter bullshitted their spouse, and now they're coming to you for help. They could be coming to ask you for money. They're ashamed and they feel guilty. Did someone use your credit card or has been using your account for Netflix or for whatever, Prime Video? You know what I mean. You're going to find out some stuff here, Pisces. And it's not about you being embarrassed and ashamed. It's about someone else in your circle of family and or friends. And I don't know how you're going to feel about it. I do hope and pray that your I'm going to get one more card from my deck. Hold on. I do. I'm kind of like, okay, how is Pisces going to deal with this bad news from a family member who might have been pulling the wool over many people's eyes? Oh, thank you. Next. You're gonna decline. If someone wants money, it's no. If someone wants you to invest in something or sign a loan or sign a car loan or a mortgage, thank you, no. Next. If someone wants you back, no. Thank you. Not gonna happen. You learned, Pisces, you learned. That's called tough love. All right, let's get one collective read for all signs. I love you guys. Ace of Earth. New beginnings, new job, new opportunities, new offers. Everything is coming out new. Money's coming in. Growth, spiritually, emotionally, being grounded, regrounding us spiritually, emotionally. Knowing that we are the stars in this universe. And knowing that we own the power. We have had the power all along. And yeah, it is the Wizard of Oz. Brilliant. I love you guys. Have a great week.